Good morning, Toowoomba, with Ben Apsey and...
I'm Daryl Nicholson, enjoying a hot chocolate and a beautiful ice cream. We were loving it at Gelatissimo.
What have you got?
Mate, I've got the strawberries,
Dipped strawberry chocolate.
mate, I've got the choc dipped strawberries, absolutely sensational. What are you holding in your hand?
I have cake in a cup with some espresso chocolates on it.
So I think people have worked out we pre-record this, so this is Tuesday, but good morning, it's Wednesday the 20th of May 2020, so enjoying our gelatos and ice creams and cake in a cup and hot chocolates down
And a
there at
little less
Gelatissimo.
windy on this lovely Wednesday,
Mm.
so which is good because Tuesday was freezing.
I know.
That wind chill, if you're in the CBD in Toowoomba, you would know what it was like. A little slightly warmer today as well, 21 degrees across the Toowoomba city and a 20% chance of rain.
20%.
Wednesday, so.
Right. Mate, we're down here. I got in touch with Gary Wilson. As we're talking to businesses around town, they're really struggling. And again, this is all about think local, support local, buy local. And Gelatissimo is owned by a local. It's Gary and his daughter Emily, and Esther, of course, is the manager here. So really want to encourage you to support local employees, local businessmen. Gary's been a big advocate in the City Heart Group,
Yes.
and is a strong advocate for the CBD as well.
And
So
especially the revitalisation. So I know I've had a lot of really in-depth conversations with Gary, especially over the council election period. A really good supporter in what I stand for, and fixing CBD parking. But also, Gary had the idea of a pedestrian mall, a nice space where pedestrians would be free to walk around, and I guess that means we have to get rid of some of the cars. So we have to. There needs to be a CBD that's vibrant. It's not full of just traffic. That's the last thing. There are a lot of really nice cities across the world that have taken cars out of their CBD with large car parks, which we have, to encourage pedestrian and foot traffic, which is what business needs. Businesses don't need cars driving past. They need pedestrians on the street in their businesses spending money. And the idea behind this pedestrian mall with events and entertainment space, similar to what you'd see Queen Street Mall, but not unfortunately like our Bell Street Mall has suffered. It's just that little bit out of the way. There was a lot of money spent on working out what they could do with it and not on actually the sensational.
and that, I believe that was very hot when you got it.
Really nice winter treat. Get your cake in a cup.
Cake in a cup. So it's interesting.
Really good combination with the espresso.
It is. It is. Mate, it's interesting just sitting in here watching the traffic around the corner and people walking around. So look, when we get on the other side, don't forget Gelatissimo will be a sit-down venue, and there'll be a lot more sit-down venues as well. But at the moment, it is strictly takeaway. And we thank Gary today for letting us film here. Mate, inner city living, I mean, that was something I think I've had the opportunity to live in the city, and I found it really handy. Walk everywhere, didn't have to use, and I still sort of live in the city. I'm just out of
You're not
East
too far.
Toowoomba, but there should be more inner city living.
I think it's one of the key components to revitalising our CBD. Having people living here, spending money here, and there's a few shop fronts that are. I mean, there's a lot that haven't been used for quite some time, but there's a number of buildings that've got 3 stories in the CBD. And a really interesting thing with the way the law is, you can't have an office on a 3rd floor without a lift. So there's really good opportunity there for any building owners or any of the landlords to potentially convert those 3 stories or those 3rd stories above empty buildings into nice studio apartments, affordable studio apartments, not for the people that can spend $500,000 on a 2-bedroom unit, but for the kind of people that might want to lease it for 12 months. They're here. They might be here on a contract with, say, the hospital. They're working in a travel agent, or a manager for one of the retail stores that's getting off the ground onto its feet. So that's the sort of inner city living that we need. Something that's affordable for people to be able to live in.
And I think we'll see that more and more over the years with the development of the railway precinct, and we're seeing central apartments, Oaks, different buildings around town, and some of the older buildings. It'd be nice to be done up and having. But just talking to Esther on the camera, and it's just amazing, mate, with the pubs and clubs closed and the restaurants. It's had a knock-on effect right around the CBD. They've actually pulled the trading hours back a bit here at Gelatissimo.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things you don't understand how harmonious and symbiotic some of these venues are to each other until one's gone. So the closure of Empire Theatre, the closure of pubs and clubs and restaurants has its flow-on effects to places like Gelatissimo. They don't need to be open until 9 o'clock anymore. It's not like there's anyone coming out of Empire Theatre, which is a real shame. It was said during the Great Depression that a lot of the cities and towns in the US that survived because of their arts and entertainment precincts. So it's really vital that sort of thing gets back off the ground. Whether that's street performances, could it be said that maybe there's some provision to create some street performances to be able to still social distance and have it out in the open? Could we use Queen's Park instead of the Empire Theatre for some of the stuff? Could we in fact have a drive-in cinema? How good would a drive-in cinema be? Some really classic movies, maybe some of the newer movies as well. The ability for a generation like myself who never got to experience that to be able to do that, and it's safe. You're in your own car, you're still in your warmth, you just listen to it on the radio. But the importance of everything that works together. Empire helps Gelatissimo. Restaurants help Gelatissimo. Gelatissimo keeps people in the CBD that maybe will go to a pub or a club afterwards for a drink thing. So it all works together symbiotically.
So don't forget, they're open 11 o'clock every day here at Gelatissimo, 6:30 through the week, and Friday and Saturday nights till 7. So I've got that all right. So
there we go.
I wasn't sure I was going to get that on camera, but no, that's absolutely great. So look, come on down. Please think local, support local, buy local, and come and support these guys here. As I said, Gary Wilson is a local, and of course Esther and Emily are locals as well, and some of the other employees as well. So I think that's all I've sort of got. Oh, one thing we will talk about just very quickly as we put this together. Council are having a meeting today. It's in progress right now as we speak. Being Tuesday we recorded this. So your thoughts on the Climate Action Committee?
I think there's more pressing issues than setting up a Climate Action Committee personally. I think our main focus needs to be on rebuilding lives and getting people back on their feet and restarting our economy and getting the jobs back into our city, getting the people back into our city. Because without vibrant CBD, the region dies. And that's nothing against people wanting to save some trees, protect the koalas. That's all well and good. But wasting money on a climate action committee when there are more pressing issues at hand, it just doesn't seem like the most effective use of ratepayer dollars.
Well, again, that might be something we can talk about in the next show. Maybe we'll see what the outcome was of the meeting being held today, Tuesday. But this is Wednesday, the 20th of May, 2020. I'm Daryl Nicholson, Toowoomba 4350 TV.
More than just a postcode.
More than just a postcode, I ran out of breath.
And thank you very much for joining us with our Wednesday show of Good Morning Toowoomba. I'm Apsey.